Hi everybody. Last video involving trapezoids and our special right triangle rules. So they've given us a trapezoid here, excuse me, and we're going to break this up actually into three figures, okay? So I just want you to notice what I have written down below, okay? Eventually we're going to come down here and we're going to find the area of three parts and then see if we can add them together, okay? As usual, perimeter is going to be the sum of our side lengths. All right, let's see what happens here. Let's see what goes on with this particular one. So, just to remind you, remember, we talked about this in the last couple of videos. These angles here are going to be same side interior. Same thing on the other side here, right? So same side interior angles are supplementary. So let's see. The supplementary angle to 135 is going to be 45. We like that number. And the supplementary angle to 150 is going to be 30 degrees here. So we also like that as well. As soon as we draw our heights, guys, it's really a lot of the same procedures, you know, same thing each time. We're going to draw our height perpendicular to the base, okay? And now we have our angles. We can get going here. So again, we're going to have piece number one, piece number two, piece number three, okay? And I'm going to start from left to right because basically, you know, that gave me another side here, right? I guess, yeah, so we'll go left to right. And let me just zoom in a little bit. So we have, if you didn't recognize it, a 45, 45, 90 special right triangle, and they've given us the hypotenuse. So this is usually, according to our rules, the x radical 2 side, and each of these will be our x side lengths, right? So going backwards from the hypotenuse to the leg, we're going to divide by radical 2. Now, if you notice, we have the radical 2 there. So once we divide it out, you guys have been pretty quick with this lately. So this length here is going to be 10, and the same thing as well here. Now, that's nice, right? Because that's actually our perpendicular height. That's the height of our trapezoid. All right, so we've labeled everything in the first triangle. Now I'm going to move on to the middle here, right? This is a rectangle, okay? This is a rectangle. So if I have a rectangle here, guys, this should be quick and simple, right? 16, I'm just going to copy straight down, right? Opposite sides are equal in any rectangle. And for the same reason, I'm going to put the 10 over there. So let's go ahead and do that, right? So I'm going to have 16 is down here. And then this 10 will also go over here. So we have now successfully labeled all of the sides on the rectangle. Now that brings us over here to our 30, 60, 90, right? Because this angle here is going to be 60 degrees. All right, I'll stick with the blue theme, I guess. Okay, that'll be 60. All right, now, since the 10 is across from the 30, this is our short leg, which is x. This will be x radical 3, and this will be 2x. So now let's apply our rules. So 10 times radical 3 will give us exactly that, right? Let me just go ahead and do that, which will be 10 radical 3, and then 10 doubled for the hypotenuse will give us 20. All right, boys and girls, so here, I'm going to zoom out. We have labeled every side in this special right, in this trapezoid that has special right triangles in it. All right, so there's a lot of sides on the outside, so let's go ahead here. Ready? I'm just going to try to shorten this up a little bit. Ready? Just because I don't feel like listing out all of these numbers. 10 plus 20 is 30, right? Plus 16 is 46, right? Plus 16 is 62. Okay, now since all of those whole numbers added up to 62, there's only a 10 radical 2 and a 10 radical 3 that we have to attach to that. So let me come down here, and our perimeter is basically done. Our perimeter is going to be 62 plus, whoops, let me go back up and see, what was that? It was 10 radical 2 plus 10 radical 3, right? And that's going to be inches. Okay, so we've taken care of our perimeter. That should be the easier part. Now we got to go ahead and find three areas, okay? So again, we said before, we're going to call this piece number 1, piece number 2, and piece number 3. All right, if I zoom in here, this should actually be pretty quick and simple, right? This first piece is a triangle, so we're going to use 1/2 base times height. The base is 10, the height is 10. So now let's go zoom in here. Let's go ahead and start using our values. So 1/2 times 10 times 10. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 times 10 is 100. Half of that is going to be 50 inches squared. All right, so there's our first piece. Okay, 50 inches squared. All right, going back to the diagram, the second piece here was a rectangle. Nice and simple, right? Simply put, right? Your base is 16, your height is 10. That's all we need to know. The area of a rectangle is base times height. So there we go. So we have area equals 16 times 10. Therefore, our area will be 160 inches squared. Again, not too bad, right? First two pieces, nice, easy values. All right, so now let's go back up for the final piece here. Piece 3 is going to be a special right triangle, but we're going to use 1/2 times the base times the height. Okay, so let's go ahead down there and plug those values in. So that's going to be 1/2 times the base, which was 10 radical 3, times the height, which was 10. Now, 1/2 times 10, just like we did in the last example, is 50, and that's going to give us 50 radical 3 inches squared. All right, almost done here, guys. We've done a lot of work, a lot of calculations. So our final area is going to be, right? Be careful. Look, 50 plus 160. Actually, those are nice whole numbers, right? We can add those up. That's going to be 210 plus 50 radical 3, and that's going to be our final area. So that's going to be 210 plus 50 radical 3 inches squared. All right, cool. So again, we broke our figure up into pieces, manageable pieces, and we found our areas, okay? So let me just zoom back out, take a look at your work. I hope this helps.